and the percentage of people who want each type of help. All this information is from a survey that we had. General process and important considerations help to pay the college, grants and scholarship, Virginia and Maryland. We're going to be providing general information because we are going to be having a second session that is going to be in person at the Resource Center in Lutheran Social Services. We're going to be sending this information later. Then we're going to have a section for the questions and answer. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box, and we're going to be answering at the end of the presentation. Larger number of newcomers and refugees who have a certain level of education in their country of origin and are interested in pursuing their higher education in order to achieve personal and professional goals. This presentation is informative and has been prepared with the purpose of giving a picture of Community Advisory Board work and helpful information about higher education system. Aside from this, you will hear one of the successful stories of a refugee. We're going to be having more in-person sessions. And this is about higher education and all the barriers that they have faced. And they will also share useful tips and insights. These people here are the researchers with whom we were working. Is Carrie, Dr. Lisa, and Dr. Ishara. We are the resource group because we are the Community Advisory Board. We are 12 members with the researchers, and we are divided into 3 groups. My name is Siomali. Myself is one of the team members, Kausar, Rahat, and Noor. All of us are working in Lutheran Social Services right now in different positions and in different offices. Community Advisory Board. The Community Advisory Board includes current and former Lutheran Social Services clients with many different post-secondary education experiences. Members have worked in partnership with Lutheran Social Services as the community partner with 3 researchers, as I previously mentioned, Carrie, Ishara, and Lisa, and other community members. The goal and achievements. The goal of CAP is to work together to develop a project that will be beneficial to Lutheran Social Services clients and larger refugee community pertaining to higher education needs. What we have achieved so far is interviews with resettlement staff, focus groups, survey of refugees, website materials, and mini webinar series, scholarship information, development of the CAP trained in communications and advocacy. I'm going to be giving the welcoming to Azul Romero Rodriguez. We're going to be hearing the successful college story. Azul came to the United States in 2013 when she was 12 years old. She's from Hidalgo, Mexico, and she's currently living in Wisconsin. She's studying a major in political science, in international relationships, in marketing, attending Marquette University. Welcome, Azul.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if you guys are able to see me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, my name is Azul Romero Rodriguez. I am very thankful for this big opportunity and more than happy to be able to share my story. So let's get started. I was born and raised in Hidalgo, Mexico. My family and I crossed the border when I was 12 years old. Growing up in the home of a single mother, life was challenging. My mom struggled to raise my sisters and I. Sorry, my page is blocked a little bit. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I don't know. Can you guys still see me?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a clear picture.
Okay. I don't know why my screen blocked for a second. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, my name is Azul Romero Rodriguez. I was born and raised in Hidalgo, Mexico. my family and I immigrated to the United States when I was 12 years old. Although I was still pretty young, I was old enough to remember certain nights that have now marked my life forever. My journey has not necessarily been a fairy tale, yet it has shaped me to be a woman that I am today. Growing up in the home of a single mother, life was challenging, as she struggled to raise my siblings and me. Seeking better opportunities, my oldest sister bravely immigrated to the United States, leaving behind the limiting prospects in Mexico. Like many other families in the country, machismo and abuse played a big role in my childhood. It got so intense to the point that my mother made the decision to move to the US for a better life. And just like that, at 10 years old, my family and I attempted to cross the border for the first time. We encountered several dangerous situations during this path, from organized crime and gangs to snakes and spiders. We stayed with a coyote and his family who were experiencing extreme poverty. Those nights I remember going to bed really hungry. A couple of weeks passed by and we were unable to cross the border. Frustrated and scared by these challenges, we decided we would instead relocate to a different part of Mexico, away from my father. A couple of years later, our situation did not improve, and my mother found herself in the tough position to reconsider crossing the border again. I never imagined I would one day go to university in the US. In fact, as a little girl, I had plans of my future career in Mexico. Despite that, I will never be able to know what my life would have been like if we had remained in my home country. I missed out on so many of my relatives' birthdays, celebrations, and achievements, but I will eternally cherish any sound or smell that brings me closer to home, any memory of my childhood in Mexico. Since my first day of kindergarten, I knew I loved school. I found joy in learning about the world, the universe, myself, and humanity. I wanted my brain to expand uncontrollably through every corner of every book. School became my sanctuary, a place where I felt safe and inspired. When I arrived in the US, I was going into my 6th grade of middle school. I knew very little English, and the entire culture and social life was unknown to me. Social media was just beginning to take over the world, and everyone here seemed to have a phone and Wi-Fi, which I never truly had access to in Mexico. There were several experiences that changed my perspective on life and the world that I thought I knew. When I started middle school, I struggled to make friends, and some kids would make fun of my accent. So once again, I guarded myself in books, which is how I learned English more efficiently. This was the first time I felt like a stranger in the country. I would spend my lunch break with my teacher, who had just recently moved to Milwaukee to teach from Puerto Rico. We were both able to relate since we were new to the American experience. But to the rest of my classmates, I was the new girl that did not understand their language, culture, or even lifestyle. High school was a complete different story. I was able to find my own identity and follow my passion for arts and singing at Milwaukee High School of the Arts. My sophomore year of high school, I took physics with Mr. Kaler. He inspired me to challenge my brain and strengthen my critical thinking skills. I would stay after school sometimes with him to learn a new theory or solve a new equation. He was the first person that talked to me about higher education and tried to empower me to become a woman in STEM, which I actually consider. My junior year, I took AP Language and Composition with Mr. Brandenhorst. Part of his class involved writing a journal about our days while incorporating correct grammar. This allowed me to get in touch with my inner self through writing and poetry. Not to mention, I would also spend some of my lunch breaks with Mr. Brandenhorst. He was aware of my status in the country and supported me the most when I needed it. As I approached senior year, I began to worry if higher education would be a possibility for me. So I applied to a program called College Possible, which is a nonprofit that helps students achieve the college dream. I also had the incredible opportunity to participate in an early college program that enabled me to attend university during my senior year of high school and get college credits. Being a first-generation student, my family and I were unfamiliar with the intricacies of the college journey. Witnessing my peers applying to universities stirred up a mix of anxiety within me, manifesting as a knot in my chest and a weight in my stomach. How could something I cherished so much suddenly be so inaccessible? I was very unsure of what the future would hold for me. All I knew is that I wanted to continue my studies. So my college possible coach and I found a scholarship we thought I could apply to without having to provide a social security number or any other documentation. I was granted the scholarship, and I had also been accepted at a local technical school where I would have tried to pursue my associate's degree. Mr. Brennerhorst was one of the first people that I announced the news to, and since I didn't have a computer at that point, he gifted me an iPad with a keyword. A week after classes started, I was dropped out of school due to a lack of payment. My scholarship didn't go through because they needed a social security card to deposit the money. Everything seemed uncertain at that point, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic at its peak. I wasn't able to attend school that year since applications for other scholarships had closed and the scholarly year had begun. Despite that, I remember telling my counselor that that was not the end for me, and I was really confident that I would somehow find a way to continue my education. During my gap year, I continued to look for schools and information that would benefit me. I then looked into Marquette University, which is one of the top universities of Wisconsin and even the country. Marquette has a program called Urban Scholars that offers full tuition scholarships to 45 kids that fall under certain categories every year. This was my door. I knew this opportunity would require me to be brave and strong, to accept any outcome and its consequences, and to continue to knock on more doors if needed. You see, as an undocumented person, this is what we do, and this is what we have to do. We can't go with the easy route because there is no easy route. We have to be persistent, we have to be strong and confident, but more than anything, we have to keep hope. I was one of the 45 kids that got the scholarship, and my life has since changed completely. I've been able to do things I never even imagined. I don't think I would be speaking to you all if it wasn't for this opportunity. But most importantly, if I wouldn't have kept hope and strength to continue to work hard towards my dreams, despite my circumstances and status in the country. Not to mention the people that helped me along the way. Through Urban Scholars, I have been able to create a community where we help each other navigate the education system. One of the first lessons I learned through this group is that it's okay to ask for help. My first semester of college, I was having several problems at home. I was working during the weekends, I struggled to make friends, and I was taking 6 classes while commuting to campus. I reached out for the help of the coordinator of Urban, who then redirected me to the director of Hispanic Initiatives. They were able to offer me a dorm for the spring semester, which helped me to get back on track and be able to manage classes and work better. Throughout my time at Marquette University, I have been able to experience certain opportunities that have advanced me in my career. I'm currently a political science major with a minor in international relations and marketing. I was one of the hosts of the entertainment show for a TV channel during my first semester of sophomore year, and I have recently completed a program called Les Aspen. This program allowed me and a cohort of 20 other students to live in and study in DC while holding an internship. I was an intern at the office of Congressman Jesus Chuy Garcia, where I focus on specific issues that target the Hispanic lower income communities of Chicago. During my time there, I attended congressional briefings and hearings where I was able to dive into deep research with specialists. I attended meetings with the congressman, but I also got to interact with constituents either in person or by phone calls. Being at the Capitol every day is something I never thought I would be able to do, but every step of my journey has shown me that I should not limit myself to my story, my background, and especially my status. It is terrifying to know that I could be deported at some point, but this will not limit me to grow, learn, and help those before and after me. The pursuit of knowledge and education has become my guiding light. I cherish it with profound gratitude. No dream is impossible when you have passion, determination, and discipline to go after what you want. My story is a testament to the power of resilience, family, and the unwavering belief in the possibility of a better and happier future. I carry with me the strength of those who have journeyed before me and the dreams of those who will follow in my footsteps. I will be graduating in 2025, and I will be applying to law school for my JD degree. As I step into this new chapter, I am not just fulfilling my own aspirations. I'm carrying the dreams of family and community with me. I'm aware that there will be more challenges to come in my path, but at some point in my journey, I want to be able to give back to my community and help those in my same circumstances. Success is defined by each individual person. For some people, being successful means having their own business, owning a house, having a family. For me, being successful is being able to prevent the suffrage of future generations, giving a scholarship to a kid the way somebody once gave me one, opening up homeless shelters and immigration shelters in the US and in Mexico. My journey is a testament to the fact that no dream is too distant, no goal too unattainable, and no border too formidable. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much, Azul. I just want to say that you are such an amazing inspiration for people, for many refugees, and I'm glad that we are here tonight, and you could share your journey, your experiences, and I can see that you have worked really hard. I'm sure that your family is very proud of you, and we're grateful to have you today. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Okay. After this amazing story, we're going to move forward with the presentation. We're going to be talking about federal data. How many displaced people are enrolled in higher education in the United States? There is not comprehensive data that answers these questions. However, given the number of displaced people of all ages residing in the United States, we believe this figure to be in tens of thousands. In fall 2020, 15.9 million students were enrolled in bachelor's level programs, and 3.1 million students were enrolled in master's or doctoral degree programs in the United States. Okay, we're going to, we have here the barriers to refugees in accessing in higher education. We have gotten this data from a survey that we had. If we can appreciate at the bottom, we have all the barriers that people said they face when they try to enroll in higher education. The first one is language degrees or certification. The highest one was financial barriers, stress and time management, lack of resources. Another really important is the legal barrier, meaning the status in the United States. The social and cultural barrier, the lack of family support, and the time management. We have here the percentage of people who said that need each type of help, scholarships, connections to alumni, professors, also the mentors, advanced ESL classes, application process, and the statement of purpose that we can also include the essays, the resumes, and all this information that we need to apply for a scholarship or any type of financial help. The general process and terms. First, we have to go with the high school or in a GED, which is the General Education Development. It can be national or international. The second step is go for the community college. Everyone is admitted to it after high school, or GED. And then people are transferred to college or university. And here the admission is competitive. They also consider the high school. So it's really important to have a really good grades and also the behaviors in the high school. So I'm going to pass it over Kausar. Thank you, Kausar.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Siamali. My name is Kausar Nasir Ahmed. I'm a staff member of Lutheran Social Services and also a CAB member. Today, I'd like to talk to everyone about higher education. Higher education includes a wide range of institutions providing study beyond the level of secondary education, such as colleges, universities, community colleges, vocational and technical schools. We also have a source here for higher education. Sorry, Siamali. Oh, thank you. The college cost is based on annual tuition. Annual tuition is the fee paid for studies in the respective study programs set and approved by the universities for one academic year. Tuition is the price you pay for classes. Along with tuition, you'll probably have to pay some other fees to enroll in and attend a college. Tuition and fees vary from college to college. Other college costs include room and board, books and supplies, transportation, as well as personal expenses. In-state tuitions is the rate students pay to attend a public or state college or university in their state of residence. Because public schools receive state funding to help supplement costs and lower the rates learners pay, students who attend in-state institutions often pay much less than out-of-state degree seekers. How do I qualify for in-state tuition in Virginia and Maryland? For Virginia, students who have been legally domiciled in Virginia for at least 1 year prior to the first day of classes for a term are eligible to pay tuition at the in-state rate. Domicile means the present fixed home of an individual who returns following temporary absences and at which he or she intends to stay indefinitely. Is a refugee or has received a special immigrant visa. There are over a dozen ways to qualify for in-state tuition. In Maryland, owning or renting and continuously occupying living quarters, having substantial personal property, paying Maryland income tax, registering all vehicles in Maryland. There are 9 criteria to qualify for in-state tuition rates. There are terms that we, like to introduce to you for, higher education. Grants, which are typically based on need. And now grants you do not have to repay. That is for you to keep. Scholarships are academic achievement or financial aid to help pay for school. Work, study, jobs is a way to earn money to help you pay for school. And loans is money you borrow.
Sorry.
It's okay. Help to pay the college. There is FAFSA, and also there is a program called MSFAA, or also stands for Maryland State Financial Aid application. These 2 applications, we have provided the direct links to it, and you can use the link to fill out the application and submit it. So it is federal aid. You can submit the application, and this is also for undocumented people for Maryland state. And you can do it online, and also you have to renew this every year for colleges or universities. And make sure to include any documents needed. It says here, complete required documents. Any documents that additional documents they need you will receive, the information once you submit the application. Here are a number of grants and scholarships listed in the next couple of slides. The name of a work program is they're all on the left side, and then the eligibilities for that would be on the right side. So for example, the Virginia Alternative State Aid application is a state aid, and this is for Virginians who are non-immigrants, undocumented, have deferred action for childhood arrivals or DACA status eligibility, and also application provides access only to state financial aid. So this is just for the state. There is, go ahead, you can go, CML, you're fine. Here's also another one, and this is a grant. Again, grants are ones you do not have to pay back. You get to keep the remaining and, use it for your school and education. And this is also the eligibility for this one must apply for FAFSA or VSA, VASA, I guess. And the eligibility is for US citizens or eligible non-citizens. But you can go to the next. Here's another list of grants, and these are all grants. So these, some of them require US citizenship, like for example, Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant Program. Okay, and then here are for Maryland. There are a number of grants here. The Guaranteed Access Grant, Educational Assistant Grant, and Campus-Based Educational Assistant Grant as well. And again, the eligibility is for, the first one is undocumented students. And then you do need to fill out the Maryland State Financial Aid application for the two. Go ahead. Thank you. There are also part-time grants. Now, the part-time grant provides financial assistance to degree-seeking undergraduates and students duly enrolled at a Maryland high school and an institution of higher education. The Graduate and Professional Scholarship Program provides financial assistance to degree-seeking graduate and professional students. And the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship is a last dollar scholarship that is available to students who enroll at Maryland community colleges. Now this one and the part-time one are both available to undocumented students and must fill out or submit the MSFAA. The Office of Student Financial Assistance at the Maryland Higher Education provides several state grants, scholarships, and loan assistance repayment programs for eligible Maryland's residents. In the previous slides, those were examples of grants and scholarships. And scholarships are awarded by Maryland senator and delegates. Each county might have different requirements, though. Also, there's a link here we've provided in the presentation to contact their local delegates for instructions on how to apply. And here are another number of grants and scholarships for immigrant and refugee students in Virginia and Maryland. We're just going to look at this for a little bit. I can go over some of the names. We have Hood College, Maryland, Virginia Commonwealth University, University of Virginia, Bowie State University, African American Community Organization Scholarship, Paul and Daisy Soros Fellowship for New Americans, Western Union Global Scholarship, and Esperanza Education Fund. And then they do have the, sorry, Molly, they do have the requirements for, or eligibility stated here as well. Thank you. For now, does anybody have any questions? Okay, I think we can move forward. But if you have questions in the future, please put it in the chat.
I think
Or
we have.
this. I think
Can someone check the chat?
I
for
did.
us?
Yes. Lisa said this is
Thank you.
helpful. She said this is so helpful. Thank you, Lisa. Go ahead. We can go to the next slide. Again, if there's any questions, please put them in the chat. Thank you. Okay, for the session, for the second session, which will be next month at LSS NCA's Resource Center, we will send out an email confirming date and time and a QR code for registration. During the second session, we will have successful stories shared by immigrants and videos as well, scholarship information, website presentation, academic advisors, ESL and transcript information, and recertification process. Also, there will be drinks and snacks. Again, how to get engaged to, be a part of this. So we do have a QR code here. And also, this is for fall 2023 research. If you are a current student or know of anyone, you are welcome to, we'd like for you to share this with any friends or family members who are current students. Now, to get engaged, we'd like to invite you to participate in a research project exploring refugees, asylees, or other immigrants experiencing displacement accessing higher education. Eligibility would be 18 to 25-year-olds and identify as a refugee, asylee, or other immigrant experiencing displacement. Also enrolled in a community college or a four-year program. Compensation is included, and you'll be receiving $35 each month for your participation in the study. And the timeline for this would be between August and December. There is a QR code once again, if you're interested in participating and completing the form by opening the QR code. Thank you. And then we do have a survey QR code if you'd like to do that for us. We would love your feedback. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I don't know if we have any question or we can finish the presentation. Is there any question for us? I don't think we have any questions. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation and everyone involved with the Community Advisory Board and this subgroup for their incredible work. Congratulations. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.